Hey everybody, welcome to another video review. I'm going to switch gears again and this time review a pretty remarkable piece painted by Robert Carlson. This is a miniature bust called Excelsy. Don't ask me why they named it this way. That's just the name, but if you want to search for it, that's what she's called. So this is a really very, very striking bust, and it's an award winner, and I'm just sort of over the moon that I managed to get it. It's just gorgeously painted. What's there really to say about it? I mean, it's hard to know where to start. Let me just begin by just giving you some beautiful close-ups. Again, remember that this is very small. It's miniature size. Here's my finger next to her. And there's just so much artistry and technique that I don't even know how he does it. That's kind of put into this piece. I'm trying to keep it as steady as I can, but she's very, she's tiny. And I'm trying to get as close up as I can to just so you can appreciate it. You can see the chainmail below and then the armor. She's been painted green and different shades of that. Robert went with the red, which again is a very beautiful and striking. You can see the little gem at the center of her breastplate right there. So all of this stuff, he doesn't rely on just the shadows from the light. He paints all of the effects into it. And I think you can definitely appreciate that. You can see it with the finger. The fingers right over here. The contrast of the red armor and the gold on the side, the blue gems, and then of course the white shirt, the blue ribbon. Here you have the sword, which is basically a ripoff of Narsil or Anduril from Lord of the Rings. Nice homage to that. And then of course the cape, trying to show off a little bit of the muddiness, the dirtiness of the cape, the effects you put there. And then again, the shoulder blades, the beautiful detailing of the armor right over here. It's always a little bit tricky figuring out the optimal distance to show it so that the details don't wash out. So here she is, a female warrior decked out in full chainmail armor, carrying her helmet. I do wonder if maybe this is like, it is kind of really inspired by the Lord of the Rings. She looks almost elf-like. And this helmet, no wonder it looks so familiar to me. This is basically the same helmet as the Galadrim helm from the Lord of the Rings. And when I eventually do my review of the mini helms from that line, you're going to be able to see, the real Galadrim helm and how similar it is to this. So this is definitely a piece that was inspired by the Lord of the Rings. You can almost see this as like an elven warrior, going into combat. So, what struck me about this piece, I was, caught by this piece a long time ago, before he even sold it, when I was looking at Robert's work, putty and paint, and it's just such a striking piece. Taking a look at her hair, beautiful face, very nicely sculpted. I'm going to lift her up. Well, hopefully get a little bit better shot of the paintwork here of the face, over here. Very naturalistic hair design, beautifully sculpted. And of course, Robert did a fantastic job bringing her to life with the layers and layers of paint techniques and airbrush that he's used. I just love the filigrees of gold over the red armor, and then the highlights, of course, of the shadows to kind of bring out depth. Very beautiful indeed. And so you can imagine she was so difficult to ship in one piece. I was terrified that she was going to show up literally broken, but she didn't. part of the Lucky, a little bit of the Lucky development is that she comes in many different pieces, and they were glued. And because of the force of the shipping, she broke apart, but at the seam line. And so the two arms fell off, the helmet fell off, the cape and the sword fell off, but none of them were actually, new breaks. They were all join line. So with a little tiny bit of, we're talking toothpick levels of super glue, I was able to put it back essentially good as new. So really over the moon at getting her. She's one of my favorite miniature busts, and I think she'll go together fantastically with the bearded man that I also have from Robert. They'll look really, really nice together, I think. So really happy. Again, an amazing paint job by Robert Carlson. And I'm just really, really happy to have her in my collection. She's one of my favorites again, as I said before. And I can't wait to put her next to my bearded dwarf. She can kind of be like the elf. And you can't see her ears, so she very well could be an elf. So I have like an elf and a dwarf. And for sure, this helmet is the Galadriel helm, just painted, of course, in different colors. The Galadriel, of course, are the wood elves. They're the wood elves? No, I think they're the elves from Lothlorien, actually, the Galadriel. But in any case, the helm is exactly the same as what the elves wore in Lord of the Rings. So there you go. Excelsy, painted by the great Robert Carlson, Rogland Studios. Hope you enjoyed that, and until next time, do take care.